We're here back in the Fantasy Bar, big Friday night of MLB, and I've got 6 plays for you, including what couple teammates you're going to want to start a stack with. A couple guys at 2,500 or below on FanDuel, a starting pitcher in the mid-range with some big-time upside, and of course, my favorite play of the night. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack back here once again with 6 guys fresh off the tap for you on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, before we get into the plays, as always, guys, been doing a great job with this, so thank you very much. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get notified when these videos are coming out. Lastly, for my sports betting friends, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. The link right in the description of the video. Click that. Go check it out, guys. Weekly, monthly, yearly subscriptions available, but tons of premium data, analytics, premium picks in all of the major sports. Tons of stuff there for you. Go check it out today. scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, let's get into the plays here tonight. Looks like a fun night of MLB action. Not a ton of weather to worry about, so we should be all systems go here. So let's get started in the outfield with Nick Castellanos of the Reds. Now, Castellanos absolutely crushing left-handed pitching this season. You see that WOBA approaching 450 for him. The ISO right around 300 at 296, and a very good fastball hitter. He's going to see a lot of those from Eric Lauer. In fact, almost half the time on average, he's going to throw that pitch to right-handed hitters. We're talking about a 444 WOBA and a 406 ISO against the fastball. Now, Lauer over the last couple seasons really struggling with right-handed hitters. 355 WOBA, and the hard contact rate, fly ball rate's exactly what we want for a power hitter like Castellanos. 43% fly ball rate and almost a 40% hard contact rate here for Eric Lauer. So Castellanos, a little bit expensive over on DraftKings. I think he's worth every single penny. Spend the money, get him in those lineups tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, let's move over to pitching here with our next selection. I promised you a guy in the mid-range with some upside. We'll roll with KENTA MAEDA of the Twins. So with these prices, low 7s on both sites, I think there's a ton of upside here in KENTA MAEDA. And all you have to do is look at his last start to show you that. 10 strikeouts in just 6 innings against the Kansas City Royals. Has 1 start under his belt this season against these Detroit Tigers and was good in that start as well. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, good for almost 21 DraftKings points in that start. If we get anywhere near 21 DraftKings points, we will gladly take it at this $7,100 price point. And when you look at this Detroit lineup, yes, they've had some games where they hit the ball, but they strike out at an alarming rate. In fact, every single projected starter has a 19% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. 6 of those starters with a 24% or higher strikeout rate. And you see that has led to them being the 2nd highest strikeout team against righties in all of baseball, only trailing the Chicago White Sox at over 26%. So a good matchup here for Maeda. Price, in my opinion, about $2,000 too low on both sides. Take advantage, buy low here in this matchup with the strikeout happy Detroit Tigers. All right, let's get back to the bats here. Another value play for you over on FanDuel. First baseman Bobby Bradley of the Indians. I love this spot here for Bradley. Just 2,500 on FanDuel, 4,700 on DraftKings. Obviously, a little bit more expensive, but I don't hate that either. Big-time power here with this bat in Bobby Bradley. 250 ISO this season against righties. Nice 364 weighted OBA. It also matches up pretty well here with Bud Keller. You know, again, not a ton of data here, obviously, for Bobby Bradley being a youngster, but 464 ISO against the fastball, 400 ISO against the sinker. So those are 2 pitches Keller is going to throw a lot to left-handed hitters, and Keller has had his issues with lefties. You see that big 383 weighted OBA allowed. So Bradley just too cheap over on FanDuel. And again, even on DraftKings, don't hate that price here in this matchup with Mr. Keller. All right, let's stay right there with Cleveland. I like this matchup so much. Let's double up here with third baseman Jose Ramirez. So been kind of quiet lately, and we hope that leads to some recency bias. I know a lot of you guys out there look at the data, as you should. A lot of people Only thing they're looking at are those box scores. So I think Ramirez, with the amount of games on the schedule, with nothing in the box scores of late, should keep him lower owned. Definitely will have some ownership, but I don't think it's going to be out of control here. So this is one of those teams I think we really want to look to stack tonight against Keller. But Ramirez, solid against righties. We know that. 397 WOBA, 338 is the ISO for him. And another guy that matches up very well pitch type here. We've talked about the fastball, the sinker. Keller also throws the slider with 400 WOBA, 388 ISO against the fastballs. Check. Slider, 203 ISO there. Check. And the sinker, a nice 270 ISO against that pitch. So hits for a lot of power against all three of these pitches. And what do we want with a power hitter? We want a pitcher giving up a lot of hard contact. And Keller's certainly going to help us out there as well. Over 45% in the hard contact rate department against left-handed hitters. Cleveland in a good spot here tonight. Bobby Bradley, Jose Ramirez being my two favorite hitters here from this Indian squad. Don't be afraid to stack them up tonight against the Kansas City Royals. All right, let's move on to our next play. Another value play here for you. Outfielder Wil Myers of the Padres. Now this one, not just a FanDuel specific play. I mean, 2,200 on FanDuel, easily my favorite value I could find on the board over there. 4,000 on DraftKings, not a terrible price there either. Now let's dig into some of the numbers on Wil Myers. First of all, recent play has been outstanding. 6 hits, 7 RBIs over his last 4 games against left-handed pitching. Over the last 2 seasons, 246 ISO, 372 weighted OBA. This season, numbers down a little bit against lefties, but the batting average on balls in play sitting at just 235. So let's look at the long-range track record of success here with Wil Myers. And Freeland really been hit hard by righties. 356 weighted OBA allowed, along with a 40.5% hard contact rate over the last 2 seasons. So San Diego, another team I feel really good about here tonight, but that price on Wil Myers, especially on FanDuel, way too cheap. Take advantage, make life easy on yourself with that $2,200 price point. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. But before we do that, guys, we want to continue our Beast of the Night contest. A thank you to you guys for hanging out in the fantasy bar, watching the video. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on FanDuel for my highest scoring hitter of the 5 bats I'm going to give you. All we need is the fantasy points on FanDuel. The closest guess will win themselves either a free 3-day pass to RotoGrinders Premium or a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Also, while you're in the comment section, let me know your favorite play of the night. Give me your beast of the night while you're there as well. Now, let's finish this baby up. Let's take a look at my favorite play of the night. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. Oh, you one more bat here. We're going to go back to the outfield here. We're going to go with JD Martinez of the Red Sox, tonight's Beast of the Night. So a familiar face here in the Beast spot. If you've been a long-time watcher of the six-pack, you know I love me some JD Martinez, and loving him here again tonight in this matchup with Velasquez. We'll touch on him here in a minute, but let's look at some of the numbers here for JD Martinez. 394 WOBA this season against righties. Nice 264 ISO form, and been very good at home this season. Generally not something I'm putting a ton of stock in, are these home-away splits, but when they're so drastic, so dramatic, like this one is, you have to pay attention. The batting average alone, hitting 250 on the road this season, 346 in Fenway Park. So almost a 100-point difference there in the batting average. RBI, same kind of story, 36 RBI at home, 22 on the road. So a good spot here. Loves hitting at home is JD Martinez. Now Velasquez, we touched on, a guy that's really struggled with righties, especially power righties. 253 ISO allowed, 48% fly ball rate, 41% hard contact rate. Who matches up better as a power righty than JD Martinez, making him easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up for our Friday night six-pack here in the MLB, covering both FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for watching. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget fantasy points on FanDuel for my highest scoring hitter. Don't forget, who's your beast of the night in the comment section? Let's hear it. And don't forget to go check out scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs and information. Lastly, the DFS OGs, Head Chopper, Notorious, and myself back every single Wednesday talking everything in the sports world, talking life. Make sure you guys go and check out that weekly podcast. You can find that anywhere you look for your podcast or over on YouTube. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck here tonight. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with more videos next week. Thanks again for hanging out at the Fantasy Bar. See you next week.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.